Derek, hi, welcome to Pregnancy in Preparation. I believe you're a dad.
That's right, Greg, yes.
And how old are your kids?
I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Okay, and their names?
Yeah, Willow is 4 and Amber is 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just give us a little bit about your experience as a dad with the birth, etc.?
Yeah, the first one, Amber, she was born in the birth centre, and that was just very nice and relaxed. It was just very good for our first birth, you know, both new parents were a little bit nervous. Our second one was more exciting, Willow. She was born at home, and we had a massive birthing pool in our front room. So we had it's just like a mini swimming pool. And at one point, I found that I was really scared by my wife, because she turned from this really pregnant, beautiful, glowing mother into this primal creature who was bellowing at one point, "Where's the midwife? Call her!" And I called the midwife. She came about 12 minutes before Willow was actually born. Wow. So we had this time where I was kind of, I'd never felt this, kind of sort of lost, but completely there at the same time. It's a very interesting sort of situation for me, but and what happened, it was just amazing. I could actually, you know, see everything happening and see the crowning of the head. Mm-hmm. I'm sure most guys would probably think it's a bit, they don't want to sort of go there, but I was just so really wanting to be part of the birth, to actually really witness everything and be there and help. And it was, yeah, it blew me away. But really, my wife turning into this
other creature.
Well, not scary, but just truly the essence of a woman needing something other than I could give. Then yeah. It was amazing, but at the same time, it really put me in my place. Yeah. Yeah.
It is incredibly primal, isn't it? And it's so exciting when women get to that stage, because you know things are now really happening and all the chemicals in the body are taking off, etc. But you also teach Tai Qi, is that right?
That's right. Yes.
And that's obviously your passion by the way we've spoken in the past.
Yes.
So can you tell us how you think that would tie into pregnancy and the benefits of Tai Qi, and how these people, not just mums, because I'd love the dads to be doing it with them as well, how does that fit into the picture?
I think it fits in so many ways. There's the philosophy about Tai Qi, which is about a transformation from one state to another. So obviously pregnancy is a huge transformation, not only for the mother, but also for the father and the family dynamics. So having a tool that you can use to kind of help you through that and feel that it's something you're riding and it's not completely alien, I think just on that level, mentally and emotionally, it's very useful. And the exercise itself, Tai Qi, most people know Tai Qi is this very slow, gentle exercise that you see people in the parks practicing. And I've taught it for about 20 years, and it's there's two sides to it. There's a side where you actually strengthen your body and your mind, and you also exercise in a very low impact way, but somehow it really, the strength that you develop by being relaxed, by bearing your weight, by kind of really being aware of the whole body system, you know, from your skeletal to the muscular, and also your emotional and mental states, I think really adds something that's kind of, it just really, it's hard to put it into words, but it's like the essence, you know, it's that kind of essence. It's a transformational process, moving, but also there's a thing of being soft but strong, which to me that's like a mother.
The yin and yang, isn't it?
Yeah. If you look at a mother, she looks very soft and glowing, but there's a strength there. Look, she's carrying, you know, she's carrying a new life, and that she's carrying so much more weight. So I think learning to be soft and strong, which is a real deep Tai Chi principle, would be so useful.
Yeah. No, excellent. And having that ability to transform, because if we take labour, for example, not just the pregnancy, there is transformations within the labour where things start to shift, and if you want to use the word energy, shift within the body, because there's different chemicals starting to be released. You know, some of these women that you've worked with during pregnancy, what sort of benefits have you seen them get?
I think one of the first things, most fundamental, is breathing. Being able to be aware of your breath and understand that you can have some kind of control over it. You know, you can actually learn to breathe deeper. You can breathe in certain areas of your body. So obviously during labour, breathing is very, very important for kind of actually controlling or relieving pain while you're breathing, and also helping with the contractions or expansions, I don't know which is the right word,
That's very good, because
So
they
that's
only ever
kind of-
talk about contractions,
yeah,
they don't
so I
talk
think-
about expansion.
I think that kind of the breathe, obviously when we're breathing now, naturally your body expands and contracts. I think that's very useful for someone who's going through labour to be able to really feel that they're breathing, you know, they can kind of fuse, they can unify with their breath and their body. And also just the movements. I think the way Tai Chi can really loosen, not loosen, but make the joints feel more supple and kind of strengthen them around the movements and the muscles. For instance, you know, my wife moved from lots of different positions in the pool, and I think partly because of the strength she gained doing Tai Chi, it was much easier for her. She developed the muscles for the legs and arms, which are going to be very useful once,
Absolutely.
postnatally holding a baby, but also when she was moving around to make herself comfortable, and to be able to feel confident that she could take any position she wanted. I think that really helped her.
Brilliant. Because the breath, as we know, as an acupuncturist, breath is, you know, one of the forms that we get energy from, and especially as these labours are never a 2-minute job, you know, they need that energy, don't they? So one of the things that I've thought about before today and having a chat with you is that if these women get into a program where it's sort of automatic, because what I find is that, you know, there's no real preparation for labour. You know, it's 1 minute you're pregnant and the next minute everything's going off. If they have somewhere that you can sort of tap into, almost like a base to go, right, I go into my Tai Chi stance, I go into my breathing routine, it's almost like this pattern or habit that they've laid down in their body, in their tissues even, so that their body can do the automatic function that it needs to do, which is breathe. Because as soon as pain comes on, the first thing we do, as you know, is we stop breathing.
Yes.
So, you know, talk to me about, you know, setting down that pattern, and how many times do you think that people should do it per week, and involve dads with it as well? What are your thoughts around that?
I think, like most habits, the more we do them, the more they'll become ingrained. So ideally, doing something every day, it's like we eat more than once a day, but it's something we do every day. So I think for setting up a habit that will kind of carry through from the beginning of the pregnancy into and after, I think practicing every day, but, you know, once every second day, I think every day would be optimal, would be the best thing. And also I think with fathers, if they can practice at the same time, I think for some people it's much easier to practice when you have a partner there. You don't feel so, I'm doing something else, what should I do? But if two of you are kind of on the case, you can say, okay, right, it's time. And you kind of, I'd say, for pregnant women, it's going to get gradually sort of smaller sessions, I guess. So I'd start with something like 10 minutes, and kind of then build on that for a while, and then over time they may find that they need to do much, less and less. But building that up from the beginning of a pregnancy, once they know, I think would really set the foundations, because they would be so comfortable with the breathing. And then the next stage would be using the visualization and kind of being aware of the system. So the visualizations in most of Tai Chi movements are about feeling all the way through the body, being aware of how your energy moves. So if you can feel your heartbeat, then you can sort of take that deeper and start to feel something more subtle, so which we call Qi flowing, and you may start to feel it different. You kind of, instead of it just being a random feeling, for instance, it would be something that maybe you have more understanding. You can feel the formation in the womb, perhaps. I mean, obviously I wouldn't know, but I'd find it really, that experience would deepen for the mother. I think for the father to be there practicing as well kind of gives that support and sort of sympathy to the situation.
And teamwork.
Absolutely.